I met this Thai lady in Koh Chang, and she wants to sell half her business, so I thought I'd better go and have a look.
You're going to be evicted then, I assume?
Yeah. Staff is hard, especially now the Thais aren't so keen on the Cambodian workers. I wouldn't try and start a business in Thailand even, I think. I wouldn't recommend it. It didn't really make much money. I was still happy to do it. It was tricky at the beginning.
Is it like a marriage thing, you guys?
Yes.
Without any benefits, I mean?
Yes, no benefits. My building, I'm looking to sell it, to be honest with you.
All right, so Tony, thanks for inviting me today to 15 Palms. I guess we'll start at the beginning. What were you up to before Thailand?
Okay, before Thailand, I went to college in the UK, but really I always wanted to travel. So I spent a year in Australia when I was 21. Really, I came to Asia a couple of times. I was teaching English in Bangkok in '94, and I was probably not very motivated and probably not a very good teacher. So and I wouldn't get out of bed in the mornings or do anything really. So I thought I need to go somewhere where I can earn a little bit more money. Hence the decision was made. I want to come back to Thailand, but I need to go and do something about it. So I went to Hong Kong. I was inspecting slopes for landslides.
Oh yeah.
It's a good job. I was outdoors. I was having to find slopes because there'd been a couple of deaths unfortunately before I got there. So they decided to catalogue every single slope in Hong Kong. So that kept me busy for about 4 years before I came here. And then I thought I'm gonna look for somewhere. So first I went to two other places, Koh Phangan, and I asked around, and it seemed to be like there wasn't really any foreign-owned businesses or obviously ones. And at the time, '98, I think it was quite sort of mafia or whatever. It was very hard for a foreigner to start in business there, so that was out. And then I went to Samui, and that was really quite developed already. There were some English restaurants, and I was a beginner in business. I hadn't really done anything before. So I knew it was going to be too expensive for my budget, and already there was competition. So I ruled that out, and I got back to Koh San Road. I remember I met a friend. We were playing pool in, I think it was called Buddy Bar. It was somewhere I used to really like at the time. It was a long time ago. It's gone now. And he said, "Oh, I met this Thai lady in Koh Chang, and she wants to sell half her business." So I thought I'd better go and have a look.
Was it called 15 Palms at the time? Was that this place?
No, this was something else. This was over the road. There was a property called the Muck Hut, which had been there since, I don't know, about 1992. It was a very early business. So we ended up buying into that.
And how old were you at the time?
I would have been, I think I just turned 30.
That's quite young now to have the first business.
Fairly young. But I had a certain amount of money, and I thought I was a bit apprehensive. But I thought if I didn't try, I'm going to spend this in the next 6 months, so I better do it. So I did it and hoped I could last 5 years. And so far, it's been a bit longer, so it wasn't that busy. But then I thought, right, the beach is the future at the moment and the road is later. So luckily in 1999, I got the opportunity to rent what is now 15 Palms.
And then for the design work, you were behind a lot of the design as well, right?
Well, it's changed a lot of times over the years. There was bamboo huts, and we'd built a few bamboo huts. And I built some one-story rooms, and then the restaurants changed a lot. And then 2017, we knocked all the rooms down and built the two-story rooms that they are now. And yeah, a lot of it, since I've been doing this a long time, is sort of my ideas and what I like to do, and I find the materials and so on. So I really enjoy that part of things, yeah.
Is it stressful, Tony?
Yeah, it can be, for sure, like any business. But you can always look at the sea here, right, and look at them and just relax. So, but staff is hard, especially now the Thais aren't so keen on the Cambodian workers. So that's making, when their visas are up, they're basically saying that's it now at the moment. I mean, I've still got a fair few Cambodians. Their visas are not up yet. I'm hoping they might change their minds, but it's not looking like that at the moment. No.
Have you found any difference between the Cambodian workers and the Thai workers, or is it just the same?
I think it's similar. Yeah, they both work fine. Yeah. They have their foibles like everybody, but so do I. So yeah, it's okay.
Were you ever married here, or?
I never got married, but I had a partner And my son Johnny now, he's 25. He's living up in Bangkok at the moment with his girlfriend, actually, and his mum, my ex. And she's just opened a wellness centre in a place called Haling Chan, I think. Yeah. So.
And do you see him much?
Yeah, I see him generally about once a month. He hasn't been down to the island for a few months, but I'll go up there when I go up to Bangkok. I will go and find him. Yeah. So.
And then you never remarried after that?
No.
So you're single now?
Yes.
How do you find that on the island?
Not quite sure which way you mean that.
Do you date, or are you still dating? Or?
Occasionally, I'm not too bothered. I have a lot of friends around, really, and I just take it as it goes. I'm not looking for. I guess I'm not looking for love.
What do you think a lot of men might struggle with in a mixed nationality relationship with a Thai?
I think everyone expects the Thais to react how a Westerner should do. Not forgetting how all hell breaks loose, even if you're a Western couple, and if you end up in a divorce, it normally gets messy, right? So I'm not exclusively saying that Thais would get messy in this situation, but they're shutting down in arguments. People find that infuriating. That's it. It's gone, and they won't talk. You got to get ready for some of that. And some people don't take it very well. Yeah.
That is very specific, isn't it?
Yeah.
And Westerners don't know how to handle that.
Even when they're trying to handle it, it's still tough. Yeah. And it happens with my staff. My staff, Yom, I don't know where she is. She's worked for me for 25 years. My longest relationship, I could say. Yes, we have our moments, to say the least. Yeah.
And how does she react then? She does a similar thing to you?
Yeah, she gets pretty mad at me. Yeah.
Is it like a marriage thing, you guys?
Yeah.
Without any benefits, I mean.
Yes. No benefits, let's clarify that.
So just before we continue with today's interview, I would like to mention our partners on today's video. It is TapTap Send. If you're based in the UK, the USA, Canada, Australia or Europe, and you need to send money into Thailand, you can now get a nice juicy bonus using my code. TapTap Send allows you to transfer money directly into a Thai bank account. There are no transfer fees on supported routes. Exchange rates are competitive, and in most cases, the money can arrive within minutes, depending on the country, bank, and verification checks. So whether you're sending money into Thailand to save, to support a spouse, or just to pay for something locally, it's definitely an option worth checking out. If you would like to try it out today, you can simply download TapTap Send from outside of Thailand on Google Play or the App Store, and you can use my code word 20naked to get yourself a bonus on your first transfer.
I've had relationships, but never more than 2 or 3 years now. I think that's probably the longest, yeah.
With Thais?
Yeah.
Yep. And how old are you now?
Getting on, 57.
Okay. So 60's coming up. Would you like to settle down before 60, or are you just very happy?
Haven't thought about it, really.
You haven't thought about
Someone came along. Hi.
No, Tinder. It's a Tinder.
I'm not on Tinder. I'm not on anything.
You're on OnlyFans.
You have to find me here. No, I'm not on OnlyFans.
What about privacy on the island? Like, everybody kind of knows each other's business?
Yeah, well, everyone knows what's going on, really. It's kind of like a village, and I like that. When I was in Hong Kong, I lived on an island called Lama Island, and it was the same. I mean, yeah, I like it. I like to go to somewhere, meet the people, say hello to the people I've known for years. I know a lot of the business owners. Yeah, I like that. So, yeah, you know. I mean, a lot of people definitely live quieter than I do, so you can keep yourself to yourself. But if you go out, to restaurants and whatever, you will get known, for sure. It's a small place, yeah.
And you're quite a socialite, are you? You say other people may live quieter. You like
well, I'm not sure I'd call myself a socialite, but that sounds a bit posh, doesn't it? I'm very sociable. Yeah, I do like to go out.
How often do you go out?
Yeah, too much probably. Yeah, quite a lot. I love going out. I mean, I love the food in here, but I love food. So I love going to restaurants, Thai restaurants, any restaurant. Yeah, I love to eat.
So maybe multiple times a week, 3-4 times a week?
Probably, yeah.
Not really every day?
No, not every day. 3 or 4 times a week I'll probably go out and eat. So I just like to do it, yeah.
Yeah. Are you a late night kind of guy?
Sometimes, yeah. When I was younger, more so, but sometimes, yeah.
Tell me a little bit about the hardest point of being here in Thailand, or a time where you felt, no, this is enough, like I can't be asked with it anymore.
I think the early days were the most difficult, to be honest. For a long time, it didn't really make much money. I was still happy to do it. It was tricky at the beginning. Yeah, I had to borrow money. We had to borrow money a couple of times, and then we opened the pub, an Irish pub called Paddy's Palms, which is up the road, and I live there. So I live upstairs at the Irish pub.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a bit tricky. The pub made money, but it wasn't super busy. And basically, I shut it in COVID, and I didn't feel like opening it again after. So that's why it's closed.
So will you reopen it, or is it your building, or?
It's my building. I mean, really, I'm looking to sell it, to be honest with you. I just think one place, one area, it's enough for me. Before because we had a hotel that we rented up there, I spent half my time flying in between each other without ever quite finishing anything I wanted to do. It's a lovely pub. I spent far too much money on it. I went over budget. I learned how to budget a bit better after that, but you live and learn, because I've just sort of learned every aspect of running a business. From, like I said, from the design style to the food, it's all something that I've learned. And yeah, we made a couple of mistakes with the pub for sure. But it looks lovely, yeah.
And is it on the market now? If people wanted to look at it, it's on the market?
It's on the market, yeah, sure.
And what, you're going to be evicted then, I assume?
Yeah. I don't mind. It's time to maybe, live somewhere else anyway. Yeah, it's not a problem. I'm happy to be evicted if anyone's interested in doing that. Yeah.
And how long's it been on the market for?
Since COVID.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So it's been advertised since COVID?
It's been advertised, yeah.
Do you think it may need a revamp and to do something else with it, or you think it could be opened as an Irish pub?
Could be opened as a pub if people are interested. But it's a very big building. Hence the price is not the cheapest. It's 3 shop houses. There's a lot of building there.
And when you think about the future, though, getting into, 60's not that old these days, getting into real old age, is this where you want to end your days in Koh Chang?
It's tricky. I couldn't tell you that now. I couldn't tell you. I mean, possibly, but like I said, with the hospital thing, and you might find yourself probably having to move, or you might just find yourself that you might want to move somewhere else. Yeah. So I couldn't rule it out, but I'd be happy to stay here also. Yeah.
A lot of the guys, and I don't know if you golf, but the golfing guys, they go over to the mainland London. Some of them move over from time to time, don't they?
No, I don't golf. No.
Yeah.
No, I'm sure they have a lot of fun. Seems to dominate I wouldn't say dominate their lives, but they do love their golf now. Yeah.
Love it, don't they?
Yeah, and they love a little arguing about their golf. I'm not sure about their handicaps and so on either. It seems like it's a competitive game, I think.
Yeah, they take it quite seriously.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Do you have any hobbies outside of being a socialite?
Are you going to stop saying that? No, you're not. Do I have any hobbies? No, not really. I like walking when I get the chance.
Yeah.
I like walking in mountains. So I don't do enough for that. When I go up to Chiang Mai, I do. And I have my moments on Koh Chang, but it's been the high season I tend to end up here, and in the low season I could try and get my fitness back again, and then I'll look for doing a bit more exercise and so on, yeah.
Nice.
I flip my lifestyle in the low season, yeah.
How do you manage the low season both in business, on the business side of things, and the personal side of things?
Business side, yeah, it gets quiet. I mean, I expect to make a loss in most months in the low season. I mean, if you're thinking about coming to Koh Chang business-wise, yeah, it's really seasonal, yeah. I tend to stay open because I have quite a lot of staff, 20 staff, and I have the rooms, so I keep open. Some people shut for longer if they have the ability to do so, but for me it's easier. Personally, I go back, my parents are both still alive, so I go back every year to see them for a month. We have a cricket tournament in August where all the cricketers from around Thailand and some beyond, they come for our Sixes tournament. And apart from that, I do a bit of renovations, might travel a little bit more in Thailand. So yeah, I keep myself occupied still. Yeah.
Somebody on the island told me that a lot about living on this island is about managing your drinking, like which days you drink, which days you don't, and sometimes the low season can offer an opportunity for maybe a healthy streak.
Well, depending on your character, yeah, there are people that do need to manage their drinking, and some people that do struggle. And I'm pretty sociable, not a socialite, sociable, and I can drink quite a lot at times. Yeah, but low season I'll have a month off or 2 months totally not drinking and so on. That, like you said, living on an island in Thailand, that's something to look out for. It opens late, it's warm. There's always someone you can find in this atmosphere. So yeah, it's something to be careful of for sure. Yeah.
You think some folks just lose their mind through it? Or?
Oh, absolutely. They meet a lady, they get drunk, and then that's it. You just see them. They start off looking normal and tidy and smart, and then 5 years later, or however long later, they've totally no.
Now, over the years, you've seen a lot of changes here on the island, and people coming and going. What do you think the biggest failures are? Like people that come and try and set up business here, the biggest mistakes that people may make?
I think if you're really determined, you can succeed. I think these days, though, because it's so, again, like what I faced when I was looked at Samui or whatever, there's just a lot of competition and there's a lot of very good businesses. And I think sometimes people expect it's going to be simple, but it's just not simple. You know, it's really hard. You have to be dedicated and really want to do it. I mean, for me, if you didn't really need the money, I just wouldn't. I wouldn't try and start a business in Thailand even. I think I wouldn't recommend it.
What about for retirement? Would you say like Koh Chang is a good place for retirees?
Yeah, I think it's a lovely destination. Couple of issues. There's no hospital. There's no hospital on the island, there is a hospital on the island, but it's not like if anything serious, you have to get to the mainland. And then, as you've discovered this weekend, the ferry service can be sketchy, shall we say, yeah. So that's another issue, I think, yeah.
And what kind of budgets are you living on here? Okay. Would you say it's more expensive than Bangkok because it's an island?
Well, no. I mean, a lot of it depends, again, on if you're a drinker or not, I suppose. But you can live pretty frugally on Koh Chang. I know some Thai restaurants, beautiful food, and it's like 120 baht for a dish, a great dish. There's not a vast amount of choice, not vast choice of accommodation. But if you don't need anything too special, you can get for something for 10 or 15,000 baht. So it's up to you, really. You could live very cheaply.
Well, I mean, these days, though, when you first came, things have changed a lot.
Funny because people go on about the exchange rate, but when I first came here, it was fixed to the pound at 37.5.
Okay.
And it was like that for a long time. It wasn't till 1998 when the Asian financial crash happened, when it went up to the 70s against the pound, and then it was remarkably cheap for that was probably, I guess that was when I came back here to find here about that. So the exchange rate was really favourable for a long time, and now less so again. I think it's about 43. Mm-hmm. And Thailand, you can still find cheap places, but Thailand's definitely developed a lot in the last 30 plus years. So, and yeah, it's quite a lot more expensive now, I'd say, than before, yeah.
Do you think you had an advantage of being here early on the island?
Oh, for sure. It was very, very cheap, really, in the island. It wasn't until prices didn't really start going up until about 2004 when Thaksin announced it was going to be the next Phuket. And then he took that back and said, no, I didn't mean it like it's going to be like Phuket. But already his friends had bought, I think, quite a lot of the land up, and that's when things started going up. It's funny when you live somewhere, I always say this to people, you don't quite notice the change as much as people that go away for 10 years and come back and go, I don't like it, or it's so busy. But of course, I mean, I think if I look back at it, 98 when we arrived, me and a friend, we counted the rooms on the island. There was 700, there was 300 on White Sand Beach, I think, 200 in Kai Bay and 200 others. So, not like really, I don't know how many thousands there are now. So yeah, that's a major change.
And the demographics changing here as well?
I mean, obviously at the time when 98, there was really not many foreigners living at all. There's only a few that have been here longer than me now. They're still around, but there's a few. But now, don't really know. They don't really do censuses, I guess. Maybe there's a few thousand foreigners now. It's not, because a lot of the island's national park, there's not that many opportunities to build houses and so on, so it limits, at the moment, the amount of homes are limited. But there is a couple of places that have started building condos now, and, which can be owned by foreigners. So yeah, I think they are successful. Yes, I think once they are off, it will probably get more. It'll probably follow that direction more, I think, in the future, because it is a nice place to live. I mean, like I said, it's medium developed. People are pretty friendly. Yeah, it's a lot of people. They just come and fall in love with the island. There's a vibe on it that is a Koh Chang sort of vibe. I don't know how it is, but it just is. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Do you have much exposure with Thais? Like, do you spend a lot of time with Thais here on the island, or most of your time with, expats, foreigners?
It's mostly expats because of where I am. But I spend time in the Thais too, especially the staff. I've been. My Thai was reasonably poor for a long time, but I think starting in COVID, I thought, right, I need to get my act together here. So now I'm getting there. It's pretty good, my Thai now. Hopefully in a year or two I might be fluent. So which helps, when you're trying to have friends with Thais and so on. It's now interacting is a lot easier once your Thai gets better, of course. So that helps, yeah.
And being here a long time on the island, I guess you know a lot of the original people. And how is it with the authorities here and stuff? You get any hassle or not?
No, I think people know me. I've been here a long time. No, they're good with me. Yeah, I get on with them, I think, and I think everyone gets on with me. They're okay with me. They know I'm okay, and it's not a problem. No hassle for me, no.
No hassle, yeah.
No.
And so, are you optimistic about the future then, Tony? You sound it from talking to you.
Well, I think for Koh Chang generally, I think the future's good. I mean, it's popular and people like it. I think Koh Chang's got a good future, yeah.
And I think you'll be here for it. Something tells me that from chatting with you.
I hope so.
And if people want to find out more about 15 Palms, do they usually just book through the apps, through booking.com, or do you prefer them to contact you directly?
Yeah, we have a 15palms.com. Yeah, or they can phone, but 15palms.com we have, yeah.
Awesome. Thanks for chatting with me today, Tony. Appreciate it.
Great, thanks, Ryan.
Cheers.